Hey Breezers, how are you guys? Oh geez. So this video, am I dropping the charges? It was posted about 8 hours ago, it says, and the comments are turned off. I have never dreaded watching a video more than I do right now. It's just like, ugh, why? All right, let's go.
Hi. Yes. This is a recorded video. And I think for this particular subject, it will just be easier for me to do a recorded video versus just being distracted.
She means it'll be easier for me to not take accountability and not have to hear that I'm doing something stupid. So it's just easier to do a recorded video for once, even though everybody's been asking for months for a recorded video.
By all of your opinions and comments in the Beezing live streams. So that's why I'm doing this. And it is like 3:30 in the morning and I cannot sleep. I am currently trying to detox from relying on THC edibles, cannabis edibles, high doses to get to sleep. And I've just been trying to switch over to chamomile tea.
She's saying to get to sleep, but maybe thumbnail who she's saying because she can't sleep, but she was doing edibles like during the day too when she woke up. Like, okay, girl, okay.
And yeah, so it's not going too well so far. But I also am processing a lot of emotions and trauma from the past 10 months. I'm still realizing that everything I've gone through, and over the subsequent months, maybe even years, I'm sure I'll be processing this for a long time. And this whole past 10 months or so that I'm going to talk about just some things. I'm in the middle of a legal proceeding where charges were pressed for domestic violence. So I just want to put a trigger warning out there. If you are very sensitive to the subject of domestic violence, then
I have to say something. She hasn't given us a trigger warning this whole time. Like, everybody's been triggered. Or not everybody, I can't say everybody, but a lot of people have been triggered. We haven't got a trigger warning for anything. She just puts us through the crap. But now we get a trigger warning. Thank you, Chantal. Thank you.
Legal problems or any legal battles or things like that, you may not want to watch this video. So, I was not told that legally I'm not allowed to talk about what happened, but I was advised it's probably best not to talk about certain things while this case is still going on. Unfortunately, these kinds of domestic violence cases they can drag on forever. So I just wanted to kind of like clear up some of your questions very generally regarding what's happening right now. I don't want to go into detail about what he's done to me. I've talked about that in some streams. I don't think I handled it properly, but I was like out of my mind on drugs most of the time.
You didn't handle it properly at all.
Just out of my mind. Like, I was, when you're going through trauma like that, when you're in it, you just
drag everybody else along for the ride and you don't care who you hurt in the process. Well, this is my thumbnail, woohoo. I may seem very, like, much more harsh on her than I usually have been. But it's just like, come on, at some point, you know, a lot of people were mad at me the day I told her I'm proud of you, but that's how I felt in that moment. And like, I'm not going to apologize for how I felt. I felt proud of her in that moment. Did she kind of kick me in the butt? The second I, you know, like, oh man, this turned around to bite me in the butt. But it's just how I felt in that moment, if that makes sense. And in this moment, I am more than annoyed at her. More than annoyed.
I don't know. Like, I don't think I would have been able to do it if I wasn't on something, honestly. Like, if I wasn't able to numb myself. And you guys have just seen how I was in my live streams, and it's just so hard for me to look at myself like that, actually. I pretty much woke up today with a whole new lease on life, and I am doing a lot better right now. I don't know how this will affect me long term. I do have weekly sessions still set up with my therapist, and I really need them. So I'm looking forward to that. I want to...
You have them set up, but will you be attending them? Will you be showing up? Like, don't wake up and tell me you have a new lease on life, but you're not going to put in any work to change. That's not how it works. You don't decide, hey, I have a brand new lease on life, and life changes for you. You got to put in the work.
Just talk about this with her for like as long as I need to, just to get through the trauma. I'm using that word because I'm still realizing that I've been through something traumatic, and I'm trying to be kind to myself because I didn't handle things probably the best, but really I've never been in this situation before. I've never met anyone like this. I've never, it's really hard when you're in it to really recognize what you're going through. And even when you do start seeing signs, it's hard to leave because at that point you're in it, you know, you're invested, and you want to see the best. You want to hold out hoping that things will change.
Okay, I'm going to pause this right here, you guys. I will be back.
Things will get better, and I truly believe you can really be addicted to a person.
You can be, yes.
For all the wrong reasons, like toxic reasons. So, that being said, I know I'm going to get an extreme amount of really bad backlash, but
I'm sure you're going to.
I'm at a point now where I just have to say my truth anyways. So how people handle that at this point, I mean, I'm just gonna say my truth and whatever.
Wow.
I know there were questions about if I had dropped the charges and everything like that. At the beginning, I wasn't going to, because well, I had gone and made the report, and I think when I had gone to the police, I go from thinking that like this whole relationship, because of how it's online and how this whole thing has been back and forth and silly and
silly.
We've made fun of each other, we've made jokes online, there's parodies, the reaction channels, everything has made this whole case seem like a joke, and seem like...
Excuse me, so you're putting this on the reaction channels? Who are literally just reacting to what you do? I mean, I don't watch a whole lot of other reaction channels because I see enough of Foodie as it is, but don't put that on reaction channels. Like, you are doing all this in real life, and people are just reporting on it. That's... Chantal, you need to take responsibility. You have made this entire situation into a circus. A circus. Can you imagine all the TV victims right now? How they feel? They've probably been through this, you know, people not believing them, people wanting them to drop charges, and they stuck to their guns, and they did it. I'm guilty of dropping charges on a case that I can't even imagine. Like, if I could take it back, I wouldn't have dropped the charges. And this is really annoying, Chantal. I hope you hear this. This is super annoying. Annoying. Goodbye.
Completely not credible. So I was at that time, like, motivated to report everything. I don't know what my motivation was to go to the police station that day. I think it was a mixture of things. It was like a perfect storm of things. It wasn't just one incident. It wasn't just me just being pissed off at him in that moment. It was an accumulation of going through just like emotional torment with like Dee Dee being there, and just like the whole situation of everything. And I just felt like with him like making fun of me so bad online with my underwear and everything, it was just like I was just being pushed and pushed and pushed. And like, I know I talked a lot about him too online. I did say some very personal things, but again, those are all things that were true and that did happen to me. And now that I look back on it, I've always been torn, like, with a moral dilemma of like when I first met him, I probably shouldn't have come online and like been so personal about everything, like with drug use and sex and everything, because like you don't know how someone's going to handle that. But I never expected him to be doxxed and for anyone to find out his identity. So for me, it was just supposed to be a Tinder hookup and not, do you know what I mean? But I had already said things and people found out about him, and it just, and then...
Do we believe that she wanted him to be just a hookup off the bat? I don't know about that.
Abuse just kept happening and happening, and like this cycle of abuse over and over, and it's just a mess. So with this cycle, speaking of which, because it will help you understand a bit why I didn't leave, or why I kept going back, or why I retracted the charges, which I'm getting to. I know you're waiting. Why would I keep going back? I loved him. I thought I loved him. There's something called trauma bonding I'm looking more into. I don't really understand it fully, but people keep throwing that at me, and like from what I see, it makes a little bit of sense why you would keep being in this vicious...
I know, Chantal, since you have like all this... Okay, this is the thumbnail with who. Since you have nothing but time on your hands, Chantal, why don't you Google trauma bonding? Why don't you do the research? And why don't you become educated on it? And teach us something out of this whole entire mess. Make something teachable. Make something, gosh, Chantal. Like, it takes a lot to annoy me. I'm a pretty patient person. But this game has got to stop. I want off the ride. It's not fun anymore.
Cycle. Again, this is so new to me. I don't know. I just was just always drained, like just emotionally drained all the time. You guys like could just see how I was. But like I said, like from the very beginning, the second night when I met him, like he had me like hooked. He slowly got me hooked on him. Like I became more and more into him, liked him as a person. I didn't see this side of him.
Liked him as a person. Wow.
Like I saw some red flags, but as a person who's just always wanted validation and attention from people,
you ran towards the red flags instead of away from them.
I think I was like liking the attention and stuff like that, so I actually like really, really believed his lies, which were plentiful. Actually, I don't even know if there's like any truth in there at all, really. Me talking about this in general will really piss him off. But I'm trying to be respectful in the sense of respecting the case, not just talking shit. I'm actually just wanting to clear some things up. So the intention of this video is not like malicious or anything. It's just to tell my story, basically. But he won't understand that because he doesn't even admit to anything. So, yeah. Which makes everything a lot harder on me, and given how I've retracted things so many times, and, it's not good for me either. It doesn't look good on me either. So, anyways, so on February 27th, I sent an email. I had sent a couple emails to the detective with proof. Not proof, but like, sorry, not proof. Because you guys were all not there. So there's not really proof, but with just some information that I was supposed to get to him. And then I sent another email on February 27th. I did send the email. I will insert the screenshot here.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to pause it. All right. Excuse me. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm kind of losing my voice. So it says Foodie Beauty. It says 7 days ago. She has something blocked out. It says, hi, censored. Upon further thought, I would like to retract my statement. I mean, those things did happen, but I find the possibility of a legal battle very overwhelming, especially since I don't think my mental health can handle that. I also have no proof. My word against his, and again, my mental health dealing with him in a battle cannot handle this. There is also the fact, and I hate so much to admit this, that I'm still in love with him even though he did all those horrible things I'm accusing him of. I care about him and I don't want to press charges on him. I'm so sorry. Chantel. Wow.
I freaked out and was in a time where...
Oh, you guys... Okay, Chachi's gonna talk. I'll be back.
That was... I don't remember if I had sent that email before or after going over there. That one time I told you I went over there.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was there, things were like, we were talking as if like, it was so weird because like she was upstairs working and
you don't find that weird?
So you have this other woman he's taking advantage of and using upstairs, and then you have me downstairs like coming and bringing him stuff and like.
And why did you do that?
It seemed like we were just gonna like get back together or like
With
make
Dee
up or
upstairs.
somehow try to make things work. So
this isn't weird at all to you. You went over thinking you're gonna make things work while another woman was still there upstairs, and you brought him stuff anyways. Make that make sense.
First step, of course, in any situation like that. And this is apparently very common. I've been doing a lot of research on the situation, what it looks like for domestic violence cases. And it's very, very complicated, and it's not, it's just, it can be so messy. So that's another thing that's just like killing me. Like literally my anxiety is just so like this whole thing is just, I think it's aged me like 20 years. And
you need to talk. Oh, geez. Maybe that's the thumbnail woohoo? Thumbnail woohoo? Kind of a sad woohoo. She needs to be talking to her therapist about all of this. All of this. The internet is not your therapist. It's not.
Anyway, so I asked to retract the statement and I mean my claims. And as you see, I do say they did happen, but I just don't think I want to go through with any legal proceedings. Like, you know, I don't just feel well enough. Like, I don't feel like I can handle that shit right now. And especially with someone like him, because he's just very conniving and calculating and just smart. And I'm just really, you know. So, yeah, I just feel like I'm just scared. I don't know what's going to happen. After this video, I'm not going to talk about it for a while. For me to at least keep some of my sanity, I think it's better that I just, no contact whatsoever. That includes me not watching anything remotely related to him on YouTube.
I don't know.
I might see it pop up once in a while.
I'm going to end this here. I think I've heard all that I want to hear. The video is still up. I hope you guys are having a great day, great evening wherever you are. And take a little break from this mess. If you have errands that you've been needing to run, go run them. If you need to go to the grocery store, go to the grocery store. Like, get away from this mess. I promise you, even like 3 hours away, you just feel a lot better. All right, you guys, I will talk to you soon. Bye.